We are good, I guess. There we go. Let me just get the live chat up. And Sinfuls is on board. He says, hello all, good day and good evening. Jimbo L is on board. We got 5 people up and 2 thumbs up already, guys. This has actually been a great week this week as far as doing videos. We've actually had a lot of views on here this week. We've had 2 or 3 videos do well over 10,000. I think 2 did 20,000. So it's been a good week. And we got some new content coming out next week too. And Justin's back, so we might have some videos of him soon. We'll see what happens. Travel Discovery is on board. That's a good channel to check out if you guys want to check out a new YouTube channel about the Philippines. Travel Discovery is a really good channel to check out. So let's see if we get some more people on here. We've been off the air for 2 weeks because I took off and went away for 2 weekends and just had to get away for a while. Let's see, Tom and Jerry in the Philippines from Mindanao is on board. Hey Steve, good evening, glad to see you're back. Let's see, JT says, morning Steve. Joe Porter, good morning Steve. So we got 16 people on board, so we're starting to get revved up here. So we can start, whatever you guys want to talk about, sky's the limit tonight, except for politics, okay? We usually try to stay off religion and politics, those 2 things. But anything else is pretty much open. I guess Marcos visited the United States the other day, which is kind of interesting. That was a good talk. Sounds like more like he's bending on helping the U.S. if we go to war with China over Taiwan because of the OFWs that are over there. So he didn't come right out and say that. I don't think he wants to show all his cards, but it was kind of implied a little bit. But some people say that they wouldn't get involved, they wouldn't refuel planes and stuff like that. But I'm not so sure that that's totally true because I got a different impression after reading a couple articles and stuff too. So let's see. Chuck619 says, good morning from San Diego. Good to see you. Let's see, wait a second. I lost it. Here we go. Good morning from San Diego. Good to see you going live again. Hope you're doing better. Leanne Soro, my sister is on, but good morning, big brother. Doug Gilmore, hi Steve, in Bogota, Colombia. Looking to visit the Philippines later this year. Bonjour, Steve. Not so crazy. John, hi Steve. Ted LaSalvia, good morning, Steve, from San Diego, California. Ang Hubby says, hi Steve, hoping you're keeping well. Lunchbox 657, how do you send yourself money from America every month for living expenses? I send it through Western Union, guys. Western Union, I sent it from my account over there to over here, and it cost me 99 cents. I think they just went up a little bit, though, but I'm not sure. It might have just been the amount that I was sending. But usually it's 99 cents. Lightning 351 says, good morning, Stephen from South Florida. How do you move substantial money from your USA account to your PI to save to buy a car or a home? You would usually do a wire transfer for stuff like that, okay? For big substantial amounts of money. And if it's over 10,000, be careful, you might have to fill out something. I'm not really up on the tax end of that, so I don't even talk about that. Hey Steve, always good to take a breather and recharge the batteries. What's going on in Manila with COVID and masks these days? Sinful says, Lunchbox 657, using a bank that rebates ATM fees is a good way, like the USA. David Hess says, good evening, Steve from Ohio. And Robert Almeida says, hello, Steve. How do you pass your time there each day? For me, it's easy. I do a lot of videos, so I do stuff like that. Let's see. Also, we go out with friends. We go out to eat. We do things. We go swimming. All that stuff. So let's see. F West says, I am USMC veteran. I was wondering if there are any vets living in Manila that use the military hospital services? Yes, there are. The TRICARE, yes. Is it a nice hospital? There's many hospitals that are part of the TRICARE system. I'm not sure how many. Good medical services, yes. All the answers are yes to that. You can go on TRICARE and see which places, and also there's other services for the foreign medical that will cover you over here too if you're not on TRICARE, but you're under VA care and they can't give you the care at the clinic here. You can go to hospitals around here and the foreign medical picks it up. And they pay those hospitals directly, some of them, unless you send the bill in. You can go to any hospital you want, but if you use the hospitals that bill FMP directly, you're better off. Sinful says F West, not a hospital, just a clinic. That's correct. That's as far as the VA. Ted LaSalvia says, Steve, thank you for all of your helpful information. If you weren't doing videos every day, how would you enjoy your time in the PI? I don't know. I'm always kind of busy looking for new stuff to do a story on. I would probably get out and go swimming or travel a little bit more. Go up to Manila a little bit more. I'm actually going to be going away this week probably for 3 days again. So as I've said before, I haven't been really cutting back on too many videos. I cut back a little bit, as you guys notice, and it hasn't really put a dent in me at all because my videos are actually starting to catch on, which has kind of picked up that slack, which is kind of nice. Sinful says this, let's see, as far as the VA directly. Michael L., good evening, Steve. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you on here tonight. Doug Gilmore says, do you see many snakes? I watched a video naming the 20 most poisonous snakes in the field. Is it island dependent? They're more down south, but we've seen 3 poisonous snakes here now, since I've been here. You know, three that we've killed. Alfred C., good morning, Stephen from Las Vegas. Liesl Morodo says, good evening, everyone watching here in Cebu. How you doing, Lazy? I think I'm pronouncing your name right. I hope I am. Del Grady says, warm morning in Vegas. Alfred. Travel Discovery, are you moving? No, I'm not moving. I'm staying here. I travel a little bit now each week, or every other week. I travel for like about 3 days just to get out of here and go different places. And I'm going to start going to Manila a little bit more and visit with friends that I haven't been able to touch bases with in a long time and stuff like that. And I want to start making more friends and get out more, because this here has kind of held me here, and I still want to keep my place here and stay here and live here. Nothing's changed as far as that. We'll see what happens, but I don't think I'm planning on moving anywhere, not anytime soon anyway. Michael L., mask still needed there? No, I have a crate of N95s if I need to bring them. No need. You need them for pollution on the jeepneys. That's about it. That helps you on the jeepneys, believe it or not. Sinfuls, Michael L. No, Michael, not at the moment. Alfred C. Good morning, Dell. Sinful says, but I would bring to have you never know what the future might bring. That's correct. Michael L. Are the masks still needed in the Philippines? If so, I still have some N95s. Robert, no, they're not really needed except for the pollution, like I said. Robert Almeida, Steve, do you shop the open food market and cook at home? No, I always buy at the supermarkets. I will not buy at the open food markets. You know, Lizzie Morodo, pretty good, sir. Where are you at? I am in Tracy Martinez. Okay, James Gilbert, good evening, Steve from Laguna. How you doing, James Gilbert? Michael L. Sinfuls, what about in aircraft? Michael, I'm not sure about the airplanes, whether you need them on there or not. I heard you didn't, but a lot of people wear them on there. I heard you didn't, but, you know, that's what I heard, the last I heard. I can ask Justin if you send me a reminder tomorrow or whatever. Sinfuls says, hi, James. Sinfuls, I have not flown since February 2022, so I'm not sure. I haven't flown since 2018 when I flew here. So, Lizzie Moroto says mask is still required on airport. You know, I've seen people walking out of the airport on Friday with no mask, so I'm not so sure about that, Lizzie. Maybe in the airport. Carl, hi from Manila, he says. How you doing, Carl? Good to see you on here tonight. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Good day, mate. Love your videos and live streams. Great to see positive in the Philippines. Well done. Thank you, man. Your thing gets cut off because your name is so long. Anybody that has a long name like that, it cuts you off. Okay, on when I use the iPad here, and I'm using the iPad tonight. Sinfuls, guess I need to know that about flying, as I am flying on the 25th. Sun Moon says, good evening, Steve from Taliban Bahol. How you doing, Sun Moon? Sinful says, domestically. Michael L. Steve has a story about the Palenque, otherwise known as the wet market. Cats, mice, and right. Oh, yes. When I was at the market one time, there was a guy coming out chasing after a big, huge rat. And a whole bunch of guys were going crazy. They actually killed the rat right in front of us. You know, and there's a bunch of stories you could talk about from down there. I've seen other things going on down there, too. It's not It's not clean down there. Let's put it that way. I would not buy anything except for a fish that was moving there. Other than that, I buy all my stuff at SM or Walmart. Usually Walmart. Alfred C. Is there motorbike rental place near Tracy or Dasma? None that I know of. Justin would know more about that because I'm not really one that rides bikes around here. Lizzie Moroto says, I mean airplane. On the airplane, I'm not sure if you need it or not. I don't think you do. I think they took away all that stuff. Call mask still required on all flights in Philippines, he says, and to Philippines, but not at the airport. So there you go. There's your answer right there. Carl just gave it. So you do need it on the flights, it says. Jack Wolfanger. Hello, Steve. I'm in Duma. Do you ever use or have any knowledge of the TRICARE overseas program in the PI? I've had people that have used it and they like it. I've actually had a few people in the group. Some of them have moved to other places or whatever. A couple of them moved back to the States. But yes, they've had luck with it and they like it. James Gilbert says you need to have a mask to board a plane in the Philippines. There's the answer right there, guys. It's that time. Philippine P did a video with the name Paul about the VA clinic in PH. Is he your guy? Paul? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's one of my guys. I don't watch the other channels, so I don't know. There's a lot of Pauls in the Philippines. Jack Wolfanger, I just signed up. Seems like lots of providers here in Duma. Razzie Cat says, I just flew last April on Cebu Pacific and masks were required on that flight, but not on international flights. So there we go. Okay, so I didn't think they were, because I saw people coming off with no masks at all. MM says, yes, masks is required on all flights. So who knows? We're getting both sides. Some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Sun Moon, any way I can contact you? Lisa Moroto says, I just flew last May on Manila and they were still required you to wear a mask. I'll be back in Manila next week or so. Sinfuls puts a link there, so it might be a link with information on masks or whatever. So you can click on that link and see. Pennsylvania Trucker says, I have to get back to work. Just wanted to stop by and give a thumbs up and say hi. How you doing, Pennsylvania Trucker? Good to see you on here tonight. You can still listen to us, so. Pennsylvania Trucker says, y'all have a good day. Sinfuls, 73 watches, only set 19 thumbs up. Let's hit it, folks. We got 80 people on here tonight, which is really good for this time. Only 12 minutes in, we got 80 people and 24 thumbs up. That's actually really, really good. We've got a lot of new subscribers. I want to welcome you guys on board tonight. When we do our live streams, anybody can ask any questions or whatever, and we'll try to answer them, either Mia Sinfuls or the other people that are on here. Sometimes we don't get an answer, and sometimes we do. Usually we have an answer to almost anything that people ask, though. Sinful says, thanks. Michael L. says, Paul is World Zoom, who is in Dumagetti. Paul's a good guy. I've watched him once or twice. I don't know him that well because I don't really watch other videos, to be honest with you. So it affects my videos if I watch other videos because I want to do my own stuff. I don't want to go off what other people are doing. And I think it's kept our content pretty decent. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. CDC says COVID is coming back. They always say that, though. So Sinful says, I posted a link on mask info for flights and airports. There you go, guys. The mask info is up. So you just look for Sinful's link there. Lightning 351. Steven, do you ever interview people on your videos? We usually are not an interview type of channel. We have interviewed people. We have talked to people in the past a little bit. But we're not really an interview channel. We're more of an info channel, you know. I don't like. I had a guy ask me the other day if I would do a collaboration with him, and I'm not one to do collaborations because I've had that, you know, come back at me because I did an interview for other people, and those channels ended up becoming kind of channels that I wouldn't want to be associated with after I did the interview. So I was kind of unhappy about that. So I just don't do interviews or collaborations anymore because of that. I want to keep my channel clean and I want to keep it the way it is, you know. Let's see. A foreigner telling truth in the Philippines. In the Philippines, COVID is showing cases recently. Apparently, I have not seen any COVID around here or heard anything about it, but I did hear that it was rising a little bit. JT, just take a mask. You need it. You use it. If you don't. Let's see. Sinful says, yes, thanks for the new viewers. Very helpful. Guys, we've had almost 2,000 viewers over the past month and a half, I think it has, joined the channel. We've gone up, we're over 25,100 right now, I think we're at. And we were just at 24,000 and 23,000, what seems like just weeks ago or months ago. So we're growing exponentially really fast. Chuck 619 says a video on TRICARE in the Philippines would probably be beneficial to many folks on this channel. You know, TRICARE is hard for us to cover because I'm not retired, and if I don't use it, I don't do too much information on unless I have somebody to talk to that does use it. I've had people that used it, but I didn't get a chance to really ask them because they ended up moving to another place. But I'll see if I can do something on TRICARE. TRICARE is a very difficult subject to cover because there's so many different facets, and then people start asking you all kinds of questions, which I don't know about. So I mean, I'd rather stick to stuff that we cover on our own. And I know it's a VA thing, and we have talked about VA stuff. I mean, we covered the VA aspect of it, but the TRICARE thing is a whole different ballgame because it's for retirees over here that retired from the military. And we really, even though we have a lot of people over here like that, this, I don't know. I could try to do something on it. I'll look into it a little bit anyway. Sinful says, at JT, easiest solution, yes. Excuse me, guys. F. West, I'm considering Philippines for retirement. Can you provide contact info for someone that could help me through the process? Yes. F. West, you can contact me at Steven5975 @yahoo.com. Steven5975 @yahoo.com, and you can ask me for my phone number and we can chat. Okay, so you can send me, I'll send you my phone number. I won't put it on here though. Deepwater, can you do gold prospecting with a metal detector there? Yeah, I would think so. I don't think anybody would bother you here. It seems pretty open about stuff like that, but you might want to look into it more, but I don't see an issue with that. Del Grady, Steve, it was awful. I went to gunfight last night, and right in the middle of it, a birthday party broke out, frosting all over the place. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Thanks, mate. As people I know are there, I wanted news from someone. Thanks for that. No problem, man. Fire out post 69. Oops. Lizzie Moroto says, we actually planning to meet you when Paul visited here in the Philippines, but we didn't get the chance because he left the country early as we expected because of his eyes. I don't know if you remember. I think I remember, Lizzie. You can actually get in touch with me again next time you guys want to meet up or something like that. I don't do meetups too often, but I will occasionally. Just remind me that we talked about it, and I'll meet up with you. Fire out post 69. What province? I live in Luzon, in Cavite, and Tracy Martirez. Fire out post 69. Father was stationed at Clark Air Force Base. Sinful says, at F West, go back in Steve's videos. His older videos are full of information that'll be very helpful. We have a lot of stuff out there. We have 1,300 videos out there now on a lot of different subjects that I've covered, and we pretty much do our homework on all that stuff. So, Fire out post 69. Bless you. Thank you, man. And Sinfuls puts up the email, Steven5975 @yahoo.com. Fire out post 69. Yep. F West says thanks. Fire out post 69. Swimming with the sharks. Michael L. Thanks for the link Sinfuls. Foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. I recently paid. Yeah, thanks for that, Sinfuls, for putting that post up. That helped. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. I recently paid out $8,400 for a rental in Cebu. All up, $8,400 for 7-day. Great deal. Do you agree it was? I don't know. It depends on. I don't know what the place looks like. So I really can't tell you for a rental. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. I mean, what. I don't know. I couldn't tell you whether it was good or not. Only you could tell me that. I don't know. You're asking me about for 7 days. That sounds like a pretty good deal. We have a rental here in Tracy. It's $170 at Hope Residences for a week. So, and that's a decent place with 2 bedrooms. Kevin Kennedy, do you still have to take a COVID test when we go there? We already covered all that. As far as I know, no tests. Yeah, I think you just have to take the saliva test or something like that. I'm not even sure if that's still going on. Sinfuls might know about that. You're welcome, Michael, he says. David, can you guys do another video on the gym there? Yeah, we might be able to. We did one not too long ago. I know Rich did. Faro Post 69, cool. They have Taco Bell there. Yes, we do in Alabang, and also up in Manila. Sai says making Old Clark Hospital into National Museum. Old Clark Hospital was like a shell. I mean, to make it into a museum would be kind of interesting, actually. Lizzie Moroto, sure, he'll be here again on August, and will live in BGC. I go up to BGC, Lizzie. We can actually meet at the Venice Mall sometimes. I'm up that way. I go that way about every 2 weeks. Doug Gilmore, I was an avid runner. Do you see many runners in your area? We actually have a runner here. Yes. Yep. One of our guys, David, he runs. Seems like the heat would discourage running in the Philippines. They run in the morning. He runs in the morning, I believe. Fire Out Post 69. I study, sir. Fire Out 69. Where I want to retire. Ang Dak Lang, foreigner in the Philippines, says, Steve, I like your white baseball cap. This isn't a baseball cap. It's actually like a kind of a cabbie hat, Boston hat. I call them Boston hats because a lot of people in Boston wear these. Ted LaSalvia says, Steve, Truth was talking about $8,000 for a rental car. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. For 7 days. Is that a good deal? It's probably about right. I'd say that's probably about right. Sinful's a foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. I don't rent cars, so I really couldn't give you much input on that. You know what I mean? So I usually have a car and driver. Sinful's a foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines that it is not too bad as I know. Someone who spent 36 for a month. Okay, that's not too bad. See, Sun Moon, what's your thoughts on El Nino and the impact it will have in the next couple months? I don't know. We've already got some rain already coming here. I think over the next week or so, we're supposed to get hit with some rain pretty soon. So I don't think it's going to affect us as much as they said it would. Because we're starting to see some rain already. Faro Post says, LOL. Dickie Spaz is on board. Scally cap. Yeah, some people call them that. They call them painter's caps. Cabbie hats. There's all different kinds of names for them. Not so crazy, John. The gym is pretty good. Definitely Western standard. Yeah, definitely. The gym here at Titan Fitness is a good gym. Fire Out Post 69 says he doesn't like Manila, I guess. Michael L. If you are vaccinated, no test. There we go. Okay, I always forget this. If you're not vaccinated, there is an antigen test, which if you fail, you get 5 days in quarantine. So there's the answer to that one, guys. For you guys that were asking, I always forget that there is no test if you're vaccinated. I always think that. Okay. Sinful says, Doug Gilmore, you can live in, find nicer areas that are green like my area. That would be good for runners. Yes. Actually, it's pretty cool in Tracy, though. And I think it's cool over near where Sinful's is, too. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Well, Sinful's, I was offered 1 month. Del Grady says, I've done a runner before. Okay. Sinful's, a foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Wow, good deal then. Fire Out Post, go to the province. Fire Out Post 69 country. Jungle. Foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Others wanted $2,500 a day. For $2,500 a day, you can get a driver. I can get a guy to drive me around, do a lot of driving for me for $2,500. And with a car, you can get even more, maybe for the whole day. See, Lizelle Moroto says, I will be there next week, sir, to look for some condos. I don't know if you're busy, but I'd like to meet you and thank you personally. Yes, I think you have my number already, so you can give me a call if you want to, and you can go over to Hope Condos. I can take you over there. I've been over there before, and you can take a look at those ones if you want to go over there. It's at the mall. Michael L. There is allegedly a Hertz in NAIA. Far Out 69 bananas and stuff. Saturn 60 says, does the air pollution in the center of Manila extend down to Tracy Martires, and how is traffic there? Saturn 60, it really does not come down this way. It goes out over the ocean because you can see the smog going out over the ocean. When you're down south of Manila, you can look up and you can see the smog going out over the ocean. So no, it does not come down this way. But we have a little bit of pollution here to a certain extent. Um, let's see. Ted LaSalvia says, Steve, you mentioned having a car and driver. Can you share details as to what would be a good rate? Well, I mean, for like a half a day, he's going to charge about 2.5, probably about 3.5 or 4.5, depending on how much and how far you're going. If it's someplace close and you have him waiting for you, he's not going to charge you that much because he's not using that much gas. So it goes on that. You really can't have like a set rate when you have a driver because he goes off the mileage and the gas and stuff like that. Okay, guys. But he's very reasonable, our driver. If anybody ever needs him, you can contact me. If you live around this area or if you need a pickup at the airport or anything like that, he'll pick you up. He'll deliver you wherever you need to go, whether it's north, south, wherever. He's a really, really good guy, very trustworthy, and he helps you with your luggage and everything. Jim, and sometimes I'll even go with him to help him out. So, Jimbo Els, hi Steve, do the rents go up every year like they do in the USA? My rents haven't gone up since I've been here in 5 years. And I'm very thankful for that, you know. But we do a lot of things here. We paint the building and stuff like that. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines, so 8.4 for 7 days was great. Yes, seems like everybody's saying it was a good deal. So that's not bad. Simple says, Lizzie Marito, you looking to rent or buy? Far Out 69 says Dumaguete. What about Dumaguete? I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of Dumaguete. I don't think most people are anymore. Sinful's Michael L. Yes, there is Michael. Michael L. Epstein Gate. Let's see. Lizzie Maroto says just to rent at Sinful's. Sinful's Lizzie Maroto. So when you get back here, permanently to rent. Far Out 69. Hey, from Taiwan. Yeah. Lizzie, he has a rental that might be available like in 6 months or something like that. It's up in Pasay. It's a nice place too. I actually showed it. So he might know some other ones too. I'm not sure. Far Out Post 69. Hey, from Taiwan. Ted LaSalvia. Sinfuls, you mentioned your area equals. Can you share the location? Far Out Post 69. But I want to retire. Well, this is a good place to retire for sure. Tom's torn bicep. $9,000 a month for a motorbike in Das Marinas. That's crazy. Das Marinas is out of control now because I'm hearing a lot of bad stories coming out of there, and I would not recommend anybody going down there anymore. Ang Bak Lang says, Steve, I am moving there next month. Can we meet? Absolutely, we can meet. If you're moving to my town, you should be meeting with me because I can help you out. And we can sit down and talk, and we can get you into the group. We actually got a new guy today. Eugene joined us. Far Out Post 69, 2 hours away. Sinfuls, Ted LaSalvia and Laguna area near Nuvali. Sai, get your e-travel number also. Sinfuls says, Steven5975 at yahoo.com if you guys want to email me on anything. And it takes me 24 to 48 hours to get back usually. Okay? Far Out Post 69, you can't buy land there. Lizzie Moroto, yes, Sinfuls. I'm just finishing my lease here in Cebu and try to move there in August. Okay. Far Out Post 69, condo. Sinfuls, I have a condo in Pasay and row house overlooking the bay. He's talking to Lizzie about that. Lizzie, I've been there. It's a beautiful place, too. It's really a beautiful view up there. Far Out Post 69, tell us, please. Sinfuls, Lizzie Moroto, my condo at moment is rented until November. Lizzie Moroto, did you have in BGC, Sinfuls? Lizzie Moroto, I wish I had purchased there, honestly. Not so crazy, John. Doug, I was knocking out 10 to 20 kilometers a day. Just pick your time early or around sundown. It's that time, says Stephen. Did you say you do not shop at local markets for things like produce, vegetables, anything other than meats? I go to the supermarkets, to be honest with you. I usually eat out most of the time. So for me to buy stuff from these places, I don't eat that much food here. The kids, because I have my foster daughter here, and she lives here, and I give her money for food. I give her $60 every week or so, and she goes and gets food and everything. And then her mother cleans the house here. Ang Bak Lang, foreigner in the Philippines. Steve, I have a unit in Hope Residence, interested in renting or buying. Um, that's a nice place up at Hope. I was there 3 or 4 days ago. I went in and I was looking at the units that they show there. And Leanne Thoreau says, hit the like. That's my sister. Far Out Post 69, only 5. Far Out seems longer. Far Out, yes, Panay are hot. Lazy Morodo, I prefer BGC at Sinfuls. Far Out Post 69, how much? Con Kenny, coming to Philippines this Wednesday. Sinfuls, Lazy Morodo, yes, I like BGC also. Far Out Post, I will not get Social Security. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines is happy to meet Hang back. Let's see, Chuck 619. What's wrong with Das Marinas? Das Marinas is not too bad. It's Dumaguete. Dumaguete is the place. Das Marinas is okay. Not one of my favorite locations. A little bit too built up for me. But it does have good hospitals, and it's a nice location to find apartments and condos and things like that. I don't really hate Das Marinas. It's just not my place. There's some parts of it I do like. Lazy Morodo, yes, but much better here in IT Park at Sinfuls. JT, 92 guys and only 4 likes. Come on, guys. 4 likes, 49 likes. We got 49 likes up there. Thanks, guys. Aussie 411, new to this club from Miami, looking to travel to Cebu in December. The Airbnb don't look good to meet what other sites I can use. Actually, Airbnb in this area is pretty good because we got the new Hope residences and they're pretty reasonable. I saw one in there for $171 for a week. So, furnished and everything. So, Faro Post 69, no good deed goes unpunished. Sinfuls, Lazy Moroto, my condo and nice building. Rattel says, I would be interested in getting more information on running in the Philippines as expat. I love running in the hills in the early morning. Is it easy to find a place to run in the Philippines? Yeah, if you just ask around. You know, so let's see. Saturn 60 says New Valley area of Santa Rosa looks like a great place to live. Wide, clean streets and new landers on the way. Know any expats there? Yeah, New Valley. That's where that's a nice area. We have expats over there. We have a few over there. It's that time. Do you have contact with any local farmers for fruits, vegetables, and herbs? Yes, we do. We have one of our expats actually is a farmer, and he's a friend of mine over in Mendez. Let's see, Sinfuls is Saturn 60. That is where I live. Love it here. Yes, Sinfuls is over there. We have a couple other people over there too. Con Kenny, do I have to change the SIM card on my phone, or is there something else I can do coming on Wednesday for 3 weeks that you can? You have to register your SIM card. I don't know what's going on at the airport with that now. I'm getting different people talking to me. I know I think you can use it for a month when you get here, but you have to register it, and they help you register it, and I'm not sure how that works. Okay, because it's kind of a pain in the butt, and they keep changing the rules on that. So I really don't do much coverage on that stuff. It's more something to ask them when you come into the country, okay? Because they keep changing the rules, and they keep throwing it out there that they're going to wait longer before they start cracking down on it. So Saturn 60 says, how's the traffic and air quality? And Tracy, it's not that bad except for if you're downtown. There is no place where there's lots of traffic where there's good air quality. Let's put it that way. You know, unless you're out in like you know, some faraway island or in the middle of Mindanao somewhere where there's not a lot of cars, there's always going to be, you know, bad air quality. Fire Out Post 69 says it's cool. Lazy Moroto, thanks Sinfuls, I might look at it. How far is that from BGC? It's not that far, Lazy. It's not that far. You can get a taxi up there fairly quickly. It'll take you a little while, but it's not that bad. Sinfuls, Lazy Moroto, probably about 30 minutes or less, depending on traffic. It's a taxi right away, and it's not that expensive either. Fire Out Post 69, you are the pro. Michael Onset, going to Dumaguete next week. There we go. Michael is our insurance agent for you guys. If you guys ever need an insurance agent, or you need any health insurance or any type of insurance, he pretty much does it all. And Michael is our go-to guy. So, and we're gonna be doing another expat get-together pretty soon, guys. Towards the end of this month. So we did one at the beginning of the month because we didn't do one last month. So just FYI, we'll be posting that pretty soon. John Constantine Legaspi, try Venezuela. Prices are the same as province, but you are in a city. Sinful says 50 likes. Let's make it up there. Thanks, folks. We got 52 now and 89 people on here. Saturn 60 says Sinfuls, how's the traffic in New Valley? And is owning a car there practical? Actually, I could probably answer that. Owning a car there is probably something you want to have there, and the people don't drive as crazy there as they do in other places in New Valley. It's almost like living in the United States, kind of. It's a nice area. I've been up there with Sinfuls before, and it's a beautiful place. And I'll let him answer it too. I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. Far Outpost 69 didn't give me a shot. Far Outpost 69, I'm not sure what you're talking about because you keep on rambling here about nothing. Not to put you down or anything, man, but you keep on posting stuff and it's some of it's nonsensical. I'm not sure. I'm not understanding what you're getting at. Tom's away. I get by with Airbnb and Agoda on the 9th place in the Philippines, always less than $500 a month. Yeah, some of them are more expensive than $500 a month. Cindy G, always places to run in the Philippines. John Constantine Legaspi says there's a lot of green spaces now to run, even here in Metro Manila. Yes, there are. They're actually pretty good. And actually, Forest Park here in Tracy is a good place to go run in the morning. Sinful says 760 traffic here and tons better in Manila, and I have 2 cars. Far Outpost 69, I even you. Okay, whatever. Cindy G and Duma. Let's see. Welcome, Cindy. John Constantine Legaspi. Just buy a SIM card that's only less than $1 and then register it online. That's easy. I know they're getting tougher on that though. You can't register it permanent unless you have like a SRV or a permanent visa here. Mike Ross, what does your expat friend farm? Is he making a profit or more of a hobby? He's making a profit, I would imagine, but he's doing it more for like missionary stuff. I'm not sure how much he makes, but I'm sure he's not losing money. Let's see. I didn't really get into it. I just know that that's what he does. Paul S. Let's see. They delayed the registration for another 2 months for that SIM card thing. That's what I figured. Cindy G. I had to pay a Filipino at a store that charged us to register. Yes, very long, complicated. Ang Beck Lang says, Steve, how often do you walk or used to start exercise there? You know, Ang, I haven't been out exercising that much lately because I've had a lot going on in my life. But it's starting to calm down now, and I'm probably going to start going out exercising more. Next week, I'm going away for 3 days, and I think I'm going to get out and just kind of crank up the walking and try to do 10,000 steps if I can. Michael L. says, if I have an old SIM that was operational in November that I never registered, will it be able to be reactivated or registered my Philippines number? I know after a certain amount of time, Michael, I think they die out, and I'm not sure what that time is. I think if you don't use it for a certain amount of time, they know, and it just shuts it down. But don't quote me on that. That's what I heard anyway. You know, FB. I am in the Philippines, and some Western men in their 60s or 70s on holidays. The Philippines in their 20s. I suppose they met him online, but I am unsuccessful. Any advice? Faro Post 69, counting on you, sir. Lazy says, I'll be staying at the Cedar Hotel, and I am not really familiar on other places, only in BGC. Cedar Hotel, I actually stayed there one night, and I actually liked it. I stayed there just to take a break, and it's a beautiful hotel. I had a beautiful room there and everything, and I just slept. I went up there to just take a break for a while. I actually like that hotel. And it's near nice malls there too. You're close to everything. Far Out Post 6954 Saturn 60 says, as long as my US phone is unlocked, I can use it smart or globe, right? Yes, no surprises. As long as it's unlocked. ECT says, are mosquitoes an issue? Yes, between 5 and 7 at night, and between 5 and 7 in the morning usually. Let's see. Wait. Sinful says, Lazy Marito. Okay. It's that time. Michael Onset, do you show vets how to use the FMP along with health insurance they purchase? I don't think he does that. Michael is just an insurance guy. He does not work with foreign medical plan stuff, I don't believe. That's a totally different thing. Michael L. Saturn 60 correct. Far out post 69. It means, yeah, I'm rambling. Yes. Let's see. Gurkha 9. Good choice of hotel, Lizzie Moroto. Let's see. Dari says, hey, Steven gang. Sinfuls, LOL. Michael L. Farming is hard work. It is astonishing that anyone would come here and still do heavy physical labor in this heat. Office work is one thing, but I would not want to farm. Definitely, I wouldn't either. But people do. Jimbo L. Sorry, Steve, I had my phone in my back pocket and it just texted weird emoji. Lynn says, welcome back, Steve. Thanks, Lynn. Let's see. Ineffable says, any airlines that don't have American Staffordshire Terriers on no-fly list? I'm not sure. I don't know anything about the dog thing. Simple Life in the Philippines. Good evening from the Philippines. How you doing, Simple Life? FB says, what do you think about Baguio? Baguio's a nice place. It's cool, it's cheap, and there's not many expats there. So, Far Out Post 69, Manny Pacquiao is my hero now. It's that time. Can you easily get 3% hydrogen peroxide at a local pharmacy? I've seen hydrogen peroxide here. I believe you can. I think you can get the 3%. You can probably get it on Lazada. That's the place to check it, because Lazada has all the stores on there. Sinful says, at FB, Baguio is nice. Sinful is cool weather. Rattel says, what are the negatives of Dumaguete? I hear a lot of good things, like it's a relaxed area, prices are good. I hear the prices are not good anymore. The rents are really high. Food prices are higher. It's centrally located among a number of islands. People are friendly. That's all true, except for the part that its prices are good. The prices are not good there, and the dynamic of the expats has changed there recently. Because I'm hearing a lot of people having problems down there with other expats that have moved in, and some of the older expats that are there and almost think like they own the place, and anybody new coming in, they don't like to deal with them. So it's kind of funny, and I've heard some problems with Russians down there, which is kind of funny. I'd never really run into any Russians here, and I'm hearing problems with a few Russians down there, and it's just a few. It's not even that many down there. So that's the stories I'm hearing. I'm hearing some of the Russians are bullying people down there. Sinful says, in Baguio, the people like taxi drivers are way more honest. Sinful says, hi, Dari. Michael L. says, any recommendations on a hotel in Baguio since there is no Hilton in Baguio? I'm not sure, Michael. If anybody knows one, they can certainly post it on here. Sinful says, Camp John Hay. Yeah, Camp John Hay is a nice place to visit, too. Sinful says, some nice cabins there in the pine trees. Let's see, Far Out Post 69 says, Baguio, the cool place, Camp John Hay Hotel. Okay, it's a hotel. All right, I got it. And Baguio is nice, Michael. I'd actually like to go visit that place. I hear that those places were officers' quarters. Are those the same places we're talking about, I believe? Ineffable says, 6-month backlog on passports. Good thing I'm not in a rush. I was actually thinking about putting in for mine soon, even though it's a few years away. Sinful says, Dumaguete also has many power brownouts. Yes. Tom's away. Would you like to take a bus to Baguio from Manila or fly? Tom and Jerry in the Philippines, would it be the Bureau of Immigration, the place I would go to change from tourist visa to SRV? No, Tom, you would go to the Philippine Retirement Authority up here, but there must be an office down in your area too. You can talk to me more about that if you need some help with that. If you do want to switch over, let me know, okay? I can tell you the whole thing on how to do it. Dari says, I spent a week in Cebu, now in Duma, learning the lay of the land, a busy but friendly place. Sinful says, Tom's away. Before it was 6-hour bus ride, now it's about 3 hours away. Let's see, Tom and Jerry in the Philippines will do, thanks. Been traveling. I spent a week in Lapu-Lapu in January. Now I will spend a week in Duma in July, just taking my time scouting where I would like to move over there next few years. Let's see, Far Post Old School American. Lynn says, Baguio is a cool place outside, but don't surprise some Airbnb, no air conditioning, but it's fine. You don't need air conditioning in Baguio, really. sometimes you do in Tagaytay. Tagaytay gets this thing that it's just as cool as Baguio, and that's simply not true. It gets hot over in Tagaytay too. Where I am, it's pretty cool a good chunk of the time, but not always. Today was hot. Mike Ross, do you have kids in the West? And if so, isn't it hard living so far away? I have a daughter who comes over here because she has relatives over here. So, but I haven't talked to her in a long time, and we're just starting to talk just recently. So I'm hoping that works out, and she comes over here and visits next time she comes. We'll see what happens. Dicky Spaz says, good move, Ben. York, PA. Hi all. 2 weeks till retirement. Working on my whiteboard, and looks like I jet out of the U.S. to check out the Philippines in August. I can't wait. Thanks for all the info, Steve. No problem, man. Sinful says, Michael L., the Forest Lodge at Camp John Hay. Let's see. A nomad overseas. Good afternoon, all. Michael L. says, I'll be taking the Victory bus. All flights from Manila to Baguio go through Cebu and take longer in the bus. Considered renting a car. However, they're not really interested in driving on vacation. There we go. Far out posts. You got way too many posts on here, and it's just like little stuff here. I'm gonna put you in timeout for a little while because it gets a little too much. So you got 300 seconds in timeout, which isn't that long, but it's just too much. But let's get the train rolling again here. So we got 94 people, 66 thumbs up. And we're up to 46 minutes. Sinful says, I did already. Okay, I just put him on there too, but I was still seeing his stuff for some reason. Because he was just getting out of control there for a while. So we had to kind of take him off there for a while. He had hundreds of posts, it seemed like. Okay, Lazy Larry Lee is on board, watching the ads. Thanks, Larry. If you guys that watch my stuff, if you could just run the ads, that helps us a lot. A lot of people don't understand. We don't ask for anything else but for you to watch the ads. We don't do any of the super chats or join a club or any of this stuff you have to pay for, because I don't want anybody paying for any of my material. I just tell people watch the ads. I don't want anybody paying for anything, because we're all about saving money here. This channel was founded on that principle, and we're going to stick to that. We hope we can always stick to that. Let's see. Sinful says, hi, Larry. Cindy G says, thumbs up. Thank you. Lazy Larry Lee says, hi, Sinfuls. Izzy and Chris says, why do most bloggers in Duma seem to be anti-American? I don't know. I don't think most vloggers are anti-American. I think America itself has become anti-American, kind of. I think they're kind of pissed off about that. I noticed that a lot of people that are coming here, man, they're really pissed off about what's going on back home. That's why they're leaving. Cindy G says, got it. Ads okay. Yeah, if you guys can watch the ads, that really does help me. So we're up to 9. We got 92, 73 thumbs up. It's that time. Steve would be opening account with Philippines National Bank stateside. Make it easy to access your money in the Philippines. I don't believe that unless it's an international account, you're just basically opening up a Philippine National Bank stateside. You're not opening up one over here. But I could be wrong on that, but I think you have to open up an international account to be able to use it over here. I'm almost sure of that. That's the way it usually works over here anyway. Mario Golan says, my wife and I bought a condo at the residence of Commonwealth by Century. I love the spot. I go there once a year for one month every year. Dari says, which ones are anti-American in Duma? Exactly. That's what I was wondering. Dicky Spaz says, YouTube Premium is good. No commercials and channels. Still get a payout. Yes, we do get paid for YouTube Premium people. So, and you get no ads. Lazy Larry Lee, Cindy, I always give a thumbs up before I commit. Izzy and Chris, Calvin. I'm not sure if Calvin is considered anti-American. I never considered him anti-American, but I haven't watched him in a while. So, One Energy channel. Howdy, Steve. Recent subscriber and glad you are still kicking in the Philippines. Ted LaSalvia says, great point. America is anti-American. You hit the nail on the head. It's kind of true. It's that time. He says, thanks. Sinful's Dicky Spaz. Yes, if you get your YouTube here, it's only $3.99 PHP. Ineffable. To put it simply, the inmates are running the asylum. Exactly. Rattel says, I was surprised to find out that Baguio's population is 366,000. I thought it was more like 50,000. It's a very mountainous city. Wow, 366,000. That's a lot for a city. That's surprising, actually. Wen says, is it hard to ship a car from the States to overseas? Yes, it's very expensive. If it's too expensive, I'll just buy another one. Can I buy a car in the Philippines, or would a motorbike be better? Motorbike might be better for some, but you know, some people like to have a small car over here. Even Justin's considering a car actually now. Michael L. can confirm you need an international account open in the archipelago. Yes, so there we go. That's what I thought, because most banks, if it's a Philippine bank, you're open in the United States, it has to be an international account to use it over here. The same goes with some American banks that are over here too. Mario Golan, it's the Fed now. That might be a problem. Sinfuls, the Ratel Baguio is growing since the freeway. Angbak Lang says, Steve, I'm thinking to stay here. Something about treated the best you get, because your name's so long it cuts off the end. Izzy and Chris, the United States is still the best country. Do we have issues? Yes, but stay off the news. It's now propaganda. Cindy G, I'm in Duma. They don't act anti-AM. I never said that they have. So somebody else said that. Some of the vloggers down there do, but I've never gotten that. Simfuls, you want to ship a car here? Not worth it. Exactly, that's what I hear. Dickie Spaz says, so true, Izzy. Gutter Snipe says, I'm planning a trip to the PI in the near future, and I keep getting conflicting info on this. Do I need anything on this? Do I need anything else aside from passport if I plan to stay long term? You can stay here for up to 36 months on your tourist visa alone. You just have to make sure you re-up your thing online. Wen says, okay, thanks. Hector Gabut says, do you have many Filipino Americans in your group? We have one. That's about it. Faro Post 69, you just told me to hush and ask Buzz. You know, guy, let me see. Let's try this again. Sinfuls, Gutter Snipe, you need to get him renew your tourist visa. Thank you, he says. Let's see here. We just timed out Far Out Post 69 again for his stuff. Izzy and Chris, do you think the 3-year tourist visa will end with the new Modernization Act? No, it's not even a part of that, I don't think. Last time, when I went through that thing, we went through this before. That Modernization Act doesn't have anything to do with that, because there's countries that are restricted countries and unrestricted countries. We went through this like a while back, Izzy and Chris. Unrestricted countries like Canada going into the United States, they can pretty much go back and forth like they want. And a restricted countries like Mexico, because they tend to overstay. So there's some countries that are restricted and some that are unrestricted. For each country, it's different. Their list is different. So like a country like African countries might be restricted to the Philippines, but the U.S. would be unrestricted. So they might only be able to stay for like a shorter time or whatever. That's the only changes that I see. Dari says, I see a lot of people with conservative American views are watching the country go to pot and are voicing their opinions. I see that too, Dari. I think everybody's kind of given into the fact that there's nothing much we can do as a people. I mean, unless people get up and protest and march in the streets, and I don't even think that would help at this point. You know, I think getting out and voting doesn't even seem to help, because the people that are running it not worth a vote. In a lot of cases, you know. Craig Otten says, hi, Steve. For 8 months out from traveling to the Philippines, anywhere to check out medication in the Philippines to see what's available? You can go online onto Watson's or Mercury Drug, the website, and you can get prices on there for a lot of their stuff. Okay, so Watson's and Watson's Drugstore and Mercury Drug in the Philippines. Sinful says, Craig Otten, you should have no issues getting meds. Most are over the counter. Yes, very true. Sinful says, look at Mercury Drug and Watson Drug websites. Angbak Lang in the Philippines, what is the best hospital in Tracy Martires? Probably the Korean hospital. But I tell people to go to De La Salle up in Das Marinas. That's the best place to go. But there are also places over in General Trias too. Michael L., not all of the ones who are disgusted are conservative. Both sides have chosen party over country. Kind of, yes. It's not like it used to be back in the 80s. Sinful's the only thing you can't get over counter as of now. that I am aware of is antibiotics and opiates. It's pretty much true. You can get Losartan, you can get metformin, all that stuff you can get without a prescription over here. So it's pretty easy to get. So yeah, just have a sip here. Let's see here. Michael L says, I got Tramadol over the counter. Yes, you can. Tramadol is not really that strong. A lot of people have this misconception that it's really strong, and it really isn't. I take Tramadol, and I take it for my back, and it barely does anything for me. Ang Backling, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Let's see. If he runs again, we have DeSantis running too. I think DeSantis is less of a lightning rod. Craig Otten, thank you for all the info. Thank you, Craig. Let's see, we're up to about 55 minutes, guys. We're going to see how much longer we can go. We've got 101 people, so we got plenty of questions, guys. If you guys want to shoot questions, we can talk about just about anything. Saturn 60 says, I've been told a $1,100 budget for a single guy who is tight for Cebu. Would you say the same for Tracy Martinez? If you were very tight and you were living alone, you could live off of that. Yes, it wouldn't be a good amount, but yes, you could do it. I wouldn't recommend coming here on less than $1,500, but yes, $1,100 is doable. If you really didn't travel around much or do anything. If you walked places, you could cut back on more. Ate a lot of rice meals and took care of your health. Izzy and Chris, Michael L, yes, I agree. When the going gets tough, Americans come together. That's what makes us unique. I'm out history when can be so divided, but that once something happens, we all come together. Sinful says, Saturn 60, definitely tight budget. Yes, 1,100 is a very tight budget, guys. Dari says, my experience here in Duma are conservative as a whole. Many people of all parties are disgusted. Inflation and other issues are getting everyone's attention. Michael L, it's not just that, man. It's that debt thing that we have. If we default on that debt, the dollar is just going to go down the toilet. Something's got to be done about that soon, and we need to do major cutbacks pretty soon. And I think it's going to be hitting a little bit of everybody. Michael L, Tramadol is a combination with naproxen and tizanidine works for me better than hydrocodone alone. Yeah, I got Trump for president too. I hope he wins. Maybe China would stop pushing around Taiwan. I agree. I'd go with Trump again if I had to. I mean, and I'd rather see DeSantis or somebody less of a lightning rod. But if it comes down between the current guy that we have and Trump, I'd go for Trump for sure. But we're not going to be talking politics tonight. But that's the way I would roll on that one. Izzy and Chris, in our history. Brian Grady, hello. Jim Romanowski, do you know anyone who shipped a used Harley to the Philippines? No. It's very hard to do stuff like that. Michael L, it treats 3 sources of pain: the actual pain, the inflammation, and the muscle relaxer. Yes, and they tell you to take it with Tylenol too. Sinful's Jim Romanowski, that is very costly and difficult to do. Yeah, shipping anything motorcycles over here is very hard to do. Mikkel Astradson says, no offense to Americans, but I really don't think coming together is a uniquely American thing. I think all countries kind of pull together when they have to. Sinful's Mikkel Astradson, I think Americans take a lot of credit for things that sometimes are not always true, because other countries have those same qualities just as the U.S. does. I think the United States is unique in a lot of ways in that we have people from all over the world, and we get along pretty good for the most part. Dari, Jim Romanowski, from what I am seeing, you don't need a Harley over there. Here. No, a Harley would be kind of tough riding around over here. It's that time, says, so what is a good budget for a single man in May 2023 to be comfortable and able to enjoy oneself? $1,500 and above, okay? I tell people that the best budget to have over here would be like the sweet spot budget would be between $2,000 to $3,000, whether you're married or single or whatever. $2,000 to $3,000 is the place where you should be in order to feel comfortable. And I'm single here, and I live on a budget like that, and I live pretty decent, you know. Ted Robertson, do they still require PCR tests before unvaxxed enters? Yes, if you're unvaxxed. We just went through this earlier, Ted. We just come up with this, and yes, you are correct. Sinfuls, it's that time, honestly. $2K would be Ideal minimally, yes. 2K if you were living in like a low cost apartment like what I live in. But you could also go all the way up to 400 or 500 too if you wanted to. Michael L. won't touch paracetamol with a 10-meter pole. It is liver toxic. Yes, it is. Liver toxicity is a thing with most medicines. And if you are and I'm not trying to push this, but I got this thing here. It's called Liver Guard, and you can get it at Watson's, and it's good for your liver. It's like milk thistle or something. Mike Ross, why do foreigners seem to only interact with lower social classes in the Philippines? That's a good question. I never see foreigners associating with the middle class and up Pinoys. I do. I talk with everybody here. Some of my closest, dearest friends are middle class and actually upper class too. I try to stay friendly with all classes, you know. It's that time, says decently, that is not extravagant. David Tower from Florida, how you doing, David? Izzy and Chris, what's your thoughts with the BRICS trying to make the dollar irrelevant? You know, one of the major people that talks about money, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a bald-headed guy, and he always talks about money. He said that we don't even have to worry about that. It's not an issue. It's a non-issue. And I've been hearing some other stuff on that too. I don't think that BRICS thing is going to be really that relevant, to be honest with you, unless the dollar goes down the toilet and that debt issue becomes an issue, which it might. For Android 101, sorry I'm late. That's okay. Christopher Leroy says your sweet spot budget was higher than others said before. Now they agree with you before. Did you adjust since inflation? No, I did not. I'll tell you why, Christopher. Because that 2,000 to 3,000, you can still save some money off of that if you budget, and it lets you vary that housing thing. That budget was made for people for a survivable budget for quite a long time, and you should be putting aside some of that for the future. Savings should be part of your budget, and that budget is so that you put money for the future and put it aside for emergencies when you reach your 70s, and because you're going to have emergencies when you hit your 70s or before, possibly, depending on how well you take care of your health. Dickie Spez, I agree on the debt limit. We'll need to feel pain short term. Got to stop kicking the can down the road. I agree, Dickie. Sinful says, Mike Ross, idea was some higher Pinoys meet them at the golf course. Michael L says $1,500 US and above. Yes, 1,500 definitely would be the lowest. You could do it on 11, man, but that would be really hard, especially the way the inflation is going here. Angback Lang says, thank you, Steve, for posting info on watch your video again. Thanks, man. See, RCN Jack says, hey, Steve, rough ballpark health insurance costs for a 50-year-old diabetic. I don't give prices on stuff like that. Michael Onstadt was on here early. He'd be the best person to go to for that price because the diabetic thing throws in a different curve to it, and it makes it go up a little bit. I wouldn't even want to give you a rough ballpark estimate because I don't know what kind you want. Do you want really good insurance or you want the Filipino insurance? That's you know, I know a little bit on the prices. I pay about $1,200 a year, okay, and I get about $27,000 worth of insurance. So, you know, I mean, and then you can get better insurance, like $1 million worth of insurance or $500,000 worth of insurance. It's best to talk to Michael Onstadt about that and get the prices off of him than off me. Okay, and then you won't get a ballpark figure, you get a real figure. Izzy and Chris, and Michael Onstad is also on Messenger. Onstad. It's Onstad, okay? Izzy and Chris, if the dollar is not the world's currency, what will happen? $1 equals 20 pesos. Times are changing. I don't think it'll get like that. It's that time, Steve, that 2,000 to 3,000 include medical insurance? Yes. Dental insurance you don't need. It's very cheap for dental here. You can just pay it out of your pocket. Okay, and you should have an emergency account for that. Do not buy dental insurance here. It's not worth it. Dari, Jim Romanowski, given the traffic situation in many areas, unless you're always out in the provinces, a scooter or lighter motorcycle will suffice. Hector Gubat, do you consider yourself a MAGA Republican? I consider myself like kind of like a we usually don't talk politics on here. I consider myself as like in the middle of the road kind of. I don't consider myself as a diehard Republican by any means. I don't agree with everything Republican, and I don't agree with almost anything Democrat, but I am more of a middle of the road Republican than I am a diehard Trump Republican. Okay, when is it hard to get your license transferred to a Filipino license? No, you just go to the LTO in Quezon City. They'll take care of it there. Would you have to take the driver's test over the road and written? No, you can just bring your license up there and show them from the one from your country. Ted Robertson, 20K US dollars for a 30 foot container, North America to PH. It's a lot of money. Dickie Spaz says, Izzy, as far as the BRICS, I don't know many people confident putting their money with any of those currencies. I wouldn't put my money with China or any of those countries. Most of those countries have worse debt problems than the US does. A nomad overseas, that liver guard stuff would probably come in handy after a night on Red Horse. Probably, yeah, probably. Sinfuls, Izzy and Chris, the Filipino economy is not strong enough to push us that far, is my belief. Maybe 40 or 45. Yes, I agree with the Sinfuls on that. Sinful says, when just going to main LTO center in Quezon City and you can get, without test or drive, just an eye exam in 3 hours or less. Usually you can get it done in about, if you go there at 7:30, you can get it done in about an hour. For Android 101, Texas has a bill to produce its own digital currency backed by gold. Florida too. Be fun to watch. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Cindy G says, food and housing increase, so save and be prepared for coming over. Never know what will happen. To get back to Android 101, that would actually be a good country. A good thing for the country if all states did that and they backed it with gold. That'd be awesome. Michael L. says, the problem with Trump is his ego. Yes, it gets in the way. DeSantis and Abbott are more interested in glory than country. The last real conservatives was McCain and perhaps Romney. I wouldn't call either one of those last. I disagree with you on Romney. I've met Romney before, and he's a piece of work, and McCain is also a piece of work in my mind. I didn't like either one of them, to be honest with you. DeSantis I do like. I'm not sure about Abbott. It's that time the dollar isn't going any people. In my opinion, I study the numbers and I do not get emotional when researching what is really happening. Izzy and Chris, Dickie Spaz correct. Look at Brazil, full of corruption. Same with South Africa. Russia, that's a laugh. China, yeah, their economy is unstable. Also, India. You think India really trusts China? Mark Schaefer, yeah. Hey Steve, I kind of got used to seeing you on Saturday mornings here in the U.S. Miss you when you're not. Yeah, Mark. Sometimes I take a weekend off, or sometimes 2 weekends off. But we try to get on here every Saturday evening our time, which would be mornings for you guys. So just, I just want to address that we do take time off sometimes from the channel. I do try to get on as much as I can. I'm probably going to go away during the week this week, so I will be on next Saturday probably. Okay, unless there's any issues with a storm or internet or whatever. Okay. Patel says, why would anyone choose money from Brazil, China, Russia, South America, BRICS over U.S. dollar? Well, the U.S. dollar isn't doing any better. I mean, let's face it, the U.S. dollar is kind of in the trash pit right now. Let's see. Christopher Leroy says, I always thought your budget was more realistic. So how am I not getting your notifications on your live streams? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why you're not getting the notifications. Just remember put it on your phone for 9:30. We usually come on about 9:30 p.m. on Saturday night Manila time, which is whatever time I'm not sure where you are, so I couldn't tell you. But just, remember that time. And if I'm not on there, then you'll know that I'll probably be on the week after. Very rarely do I miss 2 weeks. I'm usually on at least 3 weeks a month, okay? So Brian Grady says, how hard and expensive is it to join a country club there? I want to play golf when I get there. Brian, if you join our area here, you got plenty of golf courses around here. Especially if you're over in the General Trias area, lots of golf courses. Sinfuls is also into that too. We also have a new guy here, Rich, who's into golfing. Sinful says, it's that time agreed. The countries pushing BRIC do not have good economies. China economy is very unstable and inflated. Well, the U.S. has that same problem. So, I mean, the BRICS are no better than us. We're all about on the same level, I think. So I don't think it's really going to affect any of us. In fact, those countries might go belly up before the U.S. does. Ted LaSalvia, there's a lot of Americans who retire to the PI because their U.S. dollars go further there. When I retire, I'll do the U.S. expat lifestyle where my budget won't be so limiting. Actually, it's over here. We live pretty good over here on the money that we make over here, even if it's a small amount. Ted LaSalvia also says, but I understand other people's limitations. David Boggs says, thanks for the help with immigration. Look forward to meeting up again soon when I get that way from Mindanao. No problem, David. We will see each other soon for sure. Dickie Spaz says, agreed, Izzy. Sinfuls, Brian Grady depends on course, but let's see. Brian Grady depends on, of course, but it can range from $2 to $4 US to join, unless you want Manila CC when it's 1 million US. I don't know that much about golf memberships, but we do have people that can help you with that if you ever come to our area, guys. I want to finish. I forgot to answer that question all the way. Mike Ross says, how many years have you been living in the Philippines? 5 years without leaving, and I was here 2 other times before that too, for short term, and I was married to a Filipino before that too. Ted LaSalvia, my daughter is actually half Filipino too. Ted LaSalvia, oh Steve, don't go there with politics. We usually try to stay off politics, and that's why I kind of get past that. That's why we don't like to talk politics on here at night. Mark Richard, I would mention that the 1,500 is not gross because you got to pay taxes on that. So when people say I have 1,100, I don't know if they're talking girls or not very important though. Let's see. Michael L says none of the BRICS currency are truly market convertible like Western currencies are. Their governments are always interfering with the yuan, ruble. Exactly. They kind of manipulate it more so. Well, the dollar does get manipulated to a certain extent too, but differently. Ted LaSalvia, you're a good guy. Thank you. Who helps others. It's that time, says dollar will go through a necessary correction as it has done in the past. Only 7 countries since 1453 has been the world exchange currency. 85% or world exchange is still done in US dollars as of May 2023. Wen says, will marijuana ever be legal in the Philippines? No, probably will never be. I heard Thailand has pot dispensaries everywhere. I was in Angeles City in the Marines 1980. I bought a joint from a bar girl, but it was very low key. Michael L. Red Horse tastes awful. Prefer San Mig. Let's see. Mike Ross says 1,100 US dollars isn't a lot of money here. My family of 4 have 160K PH monthly, and I just feel middle class. Yeah, that's only a little over $300 he's talking about there. Oh, 160K. My family. That's kind of. John Fetchko says, spent 2 months in the Philippines, Manila, Cavite City, and Angeles, all hotels and restaurants, 2,002 people. 2,000 is the place to be and above. 2,000 or more is the best place to be. I can't express myself any stronger on that. Brian Grady says, sinfuls, well, never mind then, LOL. Dan B, what immunizations, vaccinations would you recommend for someone who would visit for 30 to 60 days? I don't think you really need any for 30 to 60 days. I think you'd be okay, except for your COVID shots. Mike Ross, I don't pay rent either with that budget, FYI. Izzy and Chris, when maybe in 10 years will it be let them legalize divorce first? Yeah, exactly. I think divorce is a little bit more important than marijuana. Sinful says, Brian Grade, the key is making a friend of a member when they sign you on for a reduced rate. So Sinfuls is a golfer. So if you need any questions about golf answers, Sinfuls is the man to go to. Also, you can get a golf PH card, which has a very good reduced rates. Ang Back Lang says Trump was a peacetime president. It says something junior voters support Trump. Okay, your thing keeps cutting off there, Ang. For Android 101, states issuing their own currency challenge the power and policies of the Fed. This will be quite the show. Yes, it will be, but I kind of think it's a good idea, to be honest with you, in some cases. When I love Trump's ego. Maybe we have an a-hole in the White House. Sleepy Joe reminds me of Mr. Magoo. Dickie Spaz, McCain was a complete fraud. We're trying to stay off politics, guys. That's something we always try to stay off on here because I don't think it's fair to people that tune into the station to try to ask questions and stuff. Politics are not something that we try to talk about on here, so we try to veer away from that. Tom's away. When converting your license to the Philippines, if you have a motorcycle endorsement, make sure to point it out or they won't include it. That is true. Tom's away is right. Make sure they have that included. Hector Gubat, when sitting in traffic, how do people deal with the bladder if they have to? I have no idea. Ted Robertson, stop at McDonald's, I guess. Ted Robertson, a friend of mine lives on 1,000 Canadian dollars per month, but they have their own house, no rent payments, own produce, chicken. See, that's why you can live here cheaper if you grow your own food and have your own chickens. Let's see. We're coming up on 75 minutes, guys. Brian Gray, Sinfuls, that is just something I have always wanted to do, is play golf in my retirement. Sinfuls, Hector Gubat, stand beside your car and go, LOL. Sinfuls, Brian Grady, I play every week. Michael L. Wynn, given age's history with recreational drugs, I would say no. It all goes back to the UK carving up China during the Opium Wars. There are deep historical reasons why Southeast Asia have their laws. I'm sure there is. Very true. Gutter Snipe says, what documents would you recommend having in your position that are difficult to obtain once you are out there? I would bring all your personal documents if you're moving here, and I would get all of them apostilled also. That's just me. Okay. Gutter Snipes, are you a vet? If so, try to bring an apostle. DD214 Sinful says he's correct on that. I would say get all your stuff apostilled. Get it done at your state secretary's office in your state. For Android 101, hey, on politics, what country in its right mind puts its lamest warriors in the competition? Run Bill Clinton against Arnold Schwarzenegger and watch people get worked up. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger can't run for office, I don't think. He can't run for president anyway. He can run for office. Michael L. When, as a technocrat, I would say ego would have no place in politics. Sinfuls, also FBI report that is apostle. If you're getting your SRRV, if you're getting your SRRV, call me first, okay? Contact me on my email at steven5975@yahoo.com. If you guys are doing an SRRV, I can save you lots of money. Okay, I can save you $1,000 right off the bat. Ted Robertson, tap water and pH. Can you boil it and then pour into bottles and drink? I would not drink water from the Philippine taps here, whether you boiled it or not. If you distilled it, yes, but boiling, I just wouldn't drink the water from here. That's my thoughts on that. Sometimes I'm kind of fearful even taking a shower and drinking a little bit of some of this stuff, that's just me. Hector Gabut, Sinfuls, what about the ladies? Says Hector Gabut, I have a lady, LOL, for 16 plus years. Brian Grady, Sinfuls, I'm jealous. I know I won't be very good, but it's what I want to do. My problem is I'm on 100% VA disability pay, so not very much for that amount for country club fees. Hang back links is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. his best option. I'm not so sure about that. Sinfuls, Ted Robinson, you can get bottled water in 5 gallons for about 80 cents. Let's see, it's that time. Steve, which airport is close to your location? The Ninoy Aquino one airport up in Manila. It's not too far from me. It's about an hour away. Tiki Spez, thanks again, Steve Sinfuls, for another great stream. We're actually coming up on 78 minutes. I'm getting kind of tired here. But we will probably be back next week. I'm going to read a few more. I'll go for another maybe 5 minutes here. But we're going to be ending this up in about 5 minutes, guys. Dickie Spez says, thanks again, Steve. Let's see, we read that one. Mark Schaefer, Steve, I completely understand you taking some time off. I just want to let you know that you're missed when you're not on. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. We will try to be on here every Saturday as much as we can. But occasionally, because lately I'm trying to get away a little bit, I do get away on short spurts, and I do take off for a little while because I have a place to go that I can go stay at just to get out of here, out of Dodge for a while. And I go away for like 3 days at a time, and I do like getting away sometimes just to kind of get away from the pace around here. And this week I will be going away for 3 days, but it'll be during the week probably if I go at all, which I plan on going. When Thailand is so legal with pot, and I love to smoke, so I guess this Marine vet will be in Thailand. I love the Philippines, but I gotta have my happy smoke. I'm not a smoker, so I'm not big. I never really got into weed or drinking or anything. Michael L. Ted, boil and filter with a point 0.1 micron filter, or better yet, just get blue water. That's exactly what I would say. Get the blue water. FB, it's worth it to go to the Philippines for cheaper health treatments like dental and oncology. Yes, in some cases, definitely, sure. Sinfuls, I go through about 20 gallons a week with blue water jugs. Michael L says, when THC is overrated, however, everyone has their free will. Sinful says 160K is above 3K US. Let's see. Christopher Leroy, when you see countries decouple from the US dollars, then we will be in trouble. It's that time. 160K equals 2,862. That's okay. It's right around there. It's right in the ballpark. Ted LaSalvia says at FB is 4 great hospitals in Manila, BGC, Makati area. My understanding is that while more expensive than other PI cities, it's still far cheaper than the USA. David, take COVID shots. David Gilmore, do you need to go to Manila to extend your visa? No, you can go to some of the malls around here. There are offices, BI offices all over the place. Simples, I went swimming today and they had a vaccine tent set up at the pool area. That's funny. Michael L, yes, they protect against severe disease. Simples, David Gilmore, you can find your local BI office. They're usually in the malls. Ted LaSalvia, yeah, keep that crap in the USA. Keep it out of the PI. That's why I don't like to really talk politics, because they don't really matter to us over here. And some people over here tend to believe like the politics matter whether you're Democrat or Republican over here. We don't care, for the most part. I mean, yes, we love our country and stuff like that, but we don't love the way it's going right now. Some of the people over here don't even bother voting. I do vote. I believe that you should vote if you're, because it's an extension of us, of who we are. As expats, I still think we should vote, whether we're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter, Let's see. Tom's Away says, I extend my visa near Festival Mall in Alabang. Sinfuls, birth certificate also get certified copy. Mike Ross, if you ever get sick, would you return west for treatment or stick it out in the Philippines? If I got really, really sick and I was able to travel, I might go back and check myself into the VA or Chelsea Soldiers Home or something back in Boston if I was so sickly that I needed a place to go. And I would probably, it takes a year to get in there. I would probably put my name on the list and get back in there. That's my plan. If I ever got really, really sick, which right now I'm okay, so thank God. Regular guy says, Steve, how's the separation from your girlfriend going? I keep that off here, so I don't even talk about that on here. It's over, but not so crazy. John Few, regular guy. The BRIC countries first need to learn how to keep their electricity on before they fiddle around the world currency. Michael L, yes, distillation of water better than boiling and filtering. Hector Gubat, do Philippine government agencies accept digitalized documents, or do they require hard copies? I think that most of them require apostillized documents if you're using something over here, okay? Sinful says, thanks all for the good chat. Rattel, are there ways to avoid putting down a lot of cash for the SRV, for example? Are there company services that help you avoid that? Rattel, you need to talk to me at Steven5975 and give me a call. If you want my Philippine number, ask me. If you want my US number, ask me. I can help you with the SRV all the way through, and I'll save you a ton of money. And anybody that knows me will back me up on that 100%. I can save you any fees and stuff, all kinds of fees. So give me a yell. Darius says, Romney's a rhino. Trump has more global business experience and sees the bigger pitch, and many of his predictions are coming true. That is true. Michael L. Stephen, thanks for your time, all that you do, and keeping us on track. Hey, guys, I want to thank all you guys this week, for especially our new people and for our old subscribers, too. We're getting a lot of new people, and the channel is really growing fast, and I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for being supportive of the channel. And God bless, guys. Take care. And for any of you people that we didn't answer your questions tonight, try to be on next Saturday. If we're on next Saturday, we do sometimes, like I'm not on here because of either internet issues, or I'm sick, or I'm away, or something like that. But most times I'm on here on Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. Manila time. But God bless, guys. Take care and enjoy the night. And we will talk soon. God bless, guys. And thanks again. And thanks to Sinfuls for being on tonight and moderating. Thanks, guys.